Hello beautiful people, thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for joining me for yet another book video. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for liking this video because I know you're going to. We have almost hit 70 subscribers and that is insane to me. That again, more than 2 people watch my videos and choose to just subscribe is... I'm rambling. Alright, if you've seen any of my previous videos where I go through the books I read for the month, you know I normally do this alone. But, that's a but with 2 T's. We have... we have a man!
A white man? No!
Man is in our presence. Glenn, my husband, after many months of begging, has finally started reading books, and he started reading in June. So here we are. Let's get into our June and July reads. We read a couple of these books together. So the first book I read in June was Consider Me by Becca Mack. I read this because I wanted just like a good, cute little romance sports read, and that's exactly what it was. There was a lot of cringy moments. It did take me a while to read this book, but it was very much a leisure read. It was not like a serious book. I wasn't totally obsessed with the characters, but it was a good, cute little romance. Cute little hockey. It was cute. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5 stars, honestly, just because I feel like it could have gone way more in depth, and there's a lot of like cringy moments and moments that could have been so much more. But it was cute. It was a cute little read. 3 out of 5 stars. Would you like to say our next book that we read at the same time?
We read Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline
By H.D. Carlton.
This was my, well, not my first book, but like first romance book, I guess.
The fact that I started reading this book simply for the curiosity, because so many people talk about this book. If you watch this video and you're under the age of 18, don't pick up this book. You don't need this book. You don't. I read this simply for the curiosity because so many people talked about it, and you know what? Curiosity killed the cat. Okay? I needed a second. So the first book wasn't as bad. It is a dark romance involving a stalker and a book writer is the female main person in this book. The first one's not bad. The first one's just like the romance with the stalking. And that's Haunting. Haunting is the first book. And you know, I liked it though because you know so much about the characters.
Yeah, it really goes in depth of both characters.
So when I started reading this, I tell Glenn a synopsis of every single book I read, pretty much. Like I tell this like it's a movie script, right? And so I start telling him about this. What piqued your interest? Why this, out of all books, was the one you decided to read?
I honestly don't know.
Because it was very interesting that he just started picking it up. And he does audiobooks, so he reads these a lot faster than me, so we end up finishing both books before I even like picked up the second book.
I think you were like 75% through when I started.
Yeah.
And I beat her.
Yeah, because I read on Kindle or paperback and he reads audio. So dude's just
burning through them.
So I'm honestly, it was very dark. And after I read the second one, which is Hunting Adeline, which the romance is already established, but they go through a lot of things. And people that do want to read it, I don't want to spoil it and what the second book is. So I would definitely finish the first one before you even like read the synopsis of the second one. But the second one is so much worse. It's so much more graphic and gory and much darker. Much darker.
Yeah, it's definitely much darker.
Like for sure much darker.
It's not for the faint of hearts.
No. I almost couldn't finish it, and I feel like I can handle a lot when it comes to things like this. I like to think so. That I don't get grossed out easily, but the second one was trying me. So what would you rate Hunting Adeline first?
I'd give it 5 stars. I really liked it.
I'll give it 5 stars.
I like the depth of the characters. I like the storyline a lot. It like really went into depth in the story, and it was like a good pace. It wasn't too slow. It wasn't too fast.
And you really connected with the characters too, and like their whole lives, and like the other characters that got involved in the books, like her best friend, her mom, people that meet along the way. So yeah, I think it's a solid 5 stars, but it's definitely like the definition of a dark romance, so you gotta keep that in mind. What would you rate the second book?
I would still give it a 5 stars. I think for guys it's easier to read than girls, I would say, just because of the things that happen in the book.
What is that? Can you please elaborate?
Not in a safe for work manner.
Oh, I think he's talking about because a lot of it is in her perspective, and it's a lot of abuse that happens to her. Bodily harm happens to her. Bodily harm does not happen to the guys in this book.
Right. And I'm not a female, so.
Hopefully the audio is a little bit better now. We keep filming in our bedroom and keep forgetting that we have a
Air purifier
going like right next to you. I rate Hunting Adeline, the second book, a 4 out of 5. I think it was just so graphic and there was so many scenes I wish she developed more on that she didn't touch on too much. Like the second half of it, a lot was like skipped over, and there was a lot of concentration on like the abuse part, which was I think good for the storytelling, and she did it very well. But I wish she would had elaborated on more. But it was a very long book, so I'm sure there's like only so much you can elaborate on. So after these 2 books, I went to TikTok and asked what are some good summer cute reads, and I got a lot of recommendations. The first one I read was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Some quotes from this that I really liked. Not everything that comes out of a crisis is bad. Sometimes your traumas are the reason you know how to help. And I liked that quote a lot. I really did enjoy that book a lot. It was lighthearted. It was funny. I laughed a lot during this book. It was definitely what I needed after the darkness that was Hunting Adeline and Haunting Adeline. This is the first book I've read by Abby Jimenez. I'm definitely going to be picking up a lot more. I'm hoping she has a lot of like cute fall reads. I'm going to seriously give that one a 5 out of 5 for a good cutesy romance.
I read Crow, the Boston Underworld, book 1 by A. Zavarelli. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. There wasn't a lot of depth to the story. You learn more about the lead female character than the male character, but both of them like weren't as in depth as Haunting Adeline.
It's hard to say.
Well,
did you read that whole series or just the first book?
No, just the first book. I'm not gonna read the series.
Dang. Okay, so did you read anything else in June?
Mm-hmm.
We got to finish June. Those I've been reading really slow because I've been doing so many other things lately. So the Consider Me, Hunting Adeline, and Just for the Summer was the only books I got to read in June this year.
So I read Praise, the Salacious Player Club, book 1.
Which I recommended.
By Sarah Cart. Kate.
Sarah Kate. Another one, if you're under 18, do not read. It is spicy.
A lot of my books are 5 stars unless I really didn't like it. I liked the romance aspects of it.
Why'd you say romance weird? You said romance. Romance.
Yeah, I like the romantic scenes. We definitely get to see a lot in depth of the characters, and it was a good pace again. It never really got too slow for me. 5.
5 out of 5? He's been reading a lot, okay? So he's going to have way more than me for this.
I read the Wolf Hotel series by Nina West. The first book is Tempt Me. The second book is Break Me. The third book is Teach Me. And the fourth book is Surrender to Me. In the span of 10 days, more or less.
That's crazy.
Since there was like 4 books, the story was like super in depth. We just got to like see so many parts of the characters' lives and their relationship that blossoms and evolves over time. The same couple throughout all 4 books. I gave all the books 5 out of 5 stars. Oh, there's a 5th book in the series. It's Own Me.
Do you want to say like what they're about or like anything? They're based in Alaska.
Yeah, the Wolf Hotel series is based in Alaska. It's about a small town girl that goes to Alaska to seek a job opportunity at a luxury hotel brand, and she ends up becoming the boss's secretary. Things just start happening.
Alright, so now, July! Starting July, again, I only have 4 books because I only get to read so much. I'm gonna guess. I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna guess Glenn has read 8 books in the month of July. And we're filming this July 31st, the last day of July.
It is exactly 8.
Is it really?
I read Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm back to back. I read the dramatized edition on Audible for both parts for the 3 books.
I've been begging him to read this, mind you. Begging. This is one of my favorite series. If you are not new to this channel, if you are friends with me, if you have had one conversation with me about books, you know my love for Fourth Wing and my true heart of hearts that loves this series so much. And I'm so mad at Rebecca. She's making us wait for the 4th book. So when he told me he was picking this up, couldn't have been more romantic, honestly. Romantic gesture from husband to wife.
This has definitely been my favorite series so far.
Obviously.
Huh. So obviously 5 out of 5 stars for all 3 books. It's definitely a series I think back to almost daily.
Did you mourn it after?
I definitely mourned it after.
The
last book, the ending, I almost felt sick. Truly.
We have a trip coming up that is going to be a 12+ hour drive. I've not announced where that trip is yet, but I will soon. But
I want to reread at least the first book, but I'd definitely reread the whole series. Probably, and I probably will, like, multiple times, so.
It's a comfort read. So my first one that I read in the month of July was Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is another one that my TikTok peoples recommended. I loved this book. If you're going to the beach, if you're hanging out by the lake, like, it was truly like all the summer vibes I felt during this book. Like, it was so good. It was so like down to earth. There's like a twist at the end that I kind of wasn't expecting. It definitely pulls on your heartstrings a little bit, but it's just a very well-rounded book. If you don't like reading books with like a lot of scenes, you know, like a little scenes in it, you'll definitely like this one, and you can just kind of skip over easily. I find the couple of scenes, but none of the scenes go like in depth or anything, which is nice. So if you want a lighter, it's a really cute summer. It's not cheesy at all like some of these other books, little summer books are. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5, because I say that I was gonna wish for a prequel of it, of like how they're doing in adult life, because it kind of, but there is a prequel called One Golden Summer that is on my list, and my first book I'm gonna read in August is when I'm planning to read One Golden Summer, also by Carly Fortune. It's kind of the second book, but it's the outlooker's perspective on this book, so I'm very excited for that. You can go next with your 8 books. You can do like at least 2 more.
Next, I read Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton, the same author of Haunting and Hunting Adeline. This was numbered book 2.5. It kind of talks about a character that we meet in the second book, tells her story, which was really interesting. It was a short read. It was like 4.5 hours or something. Haunting and Hunting Adeline were both like 29 hours each. So 29.
You did that so fast.
I think I
read 3 days.
I've read Where's Molly in, this says 3 days, but I think it was 2 days. The next I read The British Billionaires by J.S. Scott. 3 books. The first one is Tell Me You're Mine. Second one, Tell Me I'm Yours. And then Tell Me This Is Forever. All 3 books are following different couples, but it's 3 brothers. So we follow each brother in their endeavors with finding love.
Love.
Oh, it's based in like London, England, and California.
He did tell me a little bit about these books as he was reading them, and they did sound like a good romance series.
I give all 3 5 out of 5 stars.
Really?
I really liked it. I wish each book would have been longer, that could go more in depth. It really feels like you want to keep getting to know these characters, but their story just kind of fades away.
I read next Til Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This read, if you want to laugh, it is the definition of a cheesy book, okay? I was literally LOLing, laughing out loud in multiple parts of this book. If you need an escape, again, this was a great 3 books, but this one specifically would have been perfect after a dark romance after Haunting Adeline, because It made you laugh. Nothing's taken seriously. There's no deep dark moments. I don't have any highlights from this because there was no like wisdom being shared. It was just a really funny, good book. I'm honestly though, sadly, still gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars just because the characters I didn't mourn after. I didn't feel a connection to them. But again, very quick, very light, fun summer read. It was goofy, great happy ending at the end, cheesy, all the things, but I did really like it.
Going back to British Billionaires, I read the first book on Audible because it was available, and then the second and third book I actually read on Kindle, which was I think my first time actually reading on Kindle. It's kind of weird because like you obviously don't hear like what the characters sound like, but for me it's like I like Audible or audiobooks better because when I read to myself, like the voice I read in is like really quiet. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it feels.
It's like a ghost is saying it, or like a person.
Not a ghost, but I'm just like, it's just quiet.
That's what's kind of nice though about reading. Sometimes I just like quiet and chill and relax and like la 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 la.
I don't know. I like my books like movies. Like I want to be captivated,
fully immersed.
Fully immersed.
Merged.
Immersed.
Is it not emerged? Like you're diving in, like immersed, like it consumes you? Next book I read was A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. This is the Lancaster Prep series. I read the first one of this series last year. I really like this series, so I don't know why I'm just now picking it up, honestly. There's a lot of plots happening in this book. There's plot with a teacher happening. There's a plot with a friend happening. There's her own plot. There's the guy's plot, the girl's plot. It kind of wraps all in one. I do wish with Monica with this that she would kind of, because it's kind of based on like a lot of series is that it's like a family or like siblings, and it's like each book is about different siblings. This is about a whole like family, and so it can get kind of confusing on who's related to who because there's like cousins that the books are about and everything, and like it can get a little bit twisted. So I wish we had more of like a clear picture from Monica regarding these books on who's related to who. But very good storytelling. I was like so excited to finish this book and kind of see where it ended. It is definitely a becoming story. Lancaster Prep is a private high school for like rich kids in New York and stuff. So it's definitely a lot of rich kid crap happening in this book, of course. But there's talks about art, so it's not just like superficial, but it kind of is superficial at some points. It's a really good complex blend. It's definitely like 3 out of 5 chili pepper spice moment, but it's not too much. The scenes are very intense, but there's only a few scenes. I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm definitely gonna pick up the rest of the series now that I've read the second one. I feel definitely just like more in it. Think that you don't have to read these books in order if you want to read like each part of the series and like different parts of the series in different order and everything, because I read the first one and then the second one, and in the second one there was like a gap in timeline, so you don't have to read these books in order at all. Lastly, the grand finale.
We read Butcher and Blackbird together by Brian.
Is it Brienne?
Brienne Weaver.
Possibly. Brian. We only read the first one in the series of, like, we've only read Butcher and Blackbird. I'm like 2 chapters away from finishing it, and Glenn has finished it. And so far, I know I have 2 chapters. I think a lot of people are going to be upset by this because this book is highly, highly, highly recommended if you're into dark romance. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
And that's low for me.
It's very low.
Just because it's 2 serial killers that are both like, is it evangelist? That they're serial killers that kill other serial killers. Like they like avenge the serial killers and like what they've done.
Like vigilantes.
Yes. What, evangelist? Vigilantes? Does that mean the same thing?
I don't think.
So the scenes of them killing people, I mean, it's a book about serial killers, so I feel like we're not spoiling by saying that. It's very detailed, very gory. But you don't know the characters at all. And then their love story doesn't even start until like 65% in the book. So it's supposed to be a dark romance, but we're only getting like half the romance. And then it jumps from like years. Like the first chapter to the second chapter, like the second chapter to the third, somewhere around there, it like jumps a year. And it's like, oh, 1 year later. And it's like, what happened in that 1 year? And then they keep referring back to their past and how they grow up and more about their personality, but it's very like skated over. So I feel like we don't know the characters. And again, I still have 2 chapters of this book to read and the epilogue, so I could be missing stuff still, but you finished it. So I'm very curious what you think about this.
My rating is 4 out of 5 stars, if not closer to 3.5. I didn't like the gory scenes.
I was fine with gory scenes, honestly.
They didn't make me squirm or want to look away. I could just do without them. They were important to the storyline, so I understand.
I think there's supposed to be a shock at the end of the part I'm at right now, but I guessed this shock from like a mile away. But I've read a few like murder, mystery, crime, conspiracy kind of books. Like I read a lot of Freida McFadden, so I don't know if the ending kind of shocked you at all.
It shocked me a little bit.
I wasn't shocked at all. Like I guessed it as soon as the character, that the things and stuff went down. I guessed it as soon as the character was introduced, like way before. If you, trigger warnings, if you're queasy with like foods and stuff, maybe you skip this book, because like we said, the scenes are insanely gory. They are very gory. But what's crazy, and I think says a lot about Hunting Adeline, I'm totally fine on the gory scenes for this. And I'm listening to this one on audiobook and Kindle, so I can try to keep up with Glenn, who's reading this so freaking quickly, okay? But, so I'm listening to audiobooks, so I feel like I'm more immersed than I normally am. Hunting Adeline, like, I had to take breaks from, and I read so slowly, and this one I'm fine. So, I mean, it's gory, but it's like blued, and I can't say that word, I think on YouTube. I don't know. There's talks about eyeballs. If you're sensitive to medical eyeball things, maybe not read this, but like my mom would love this, I think.
Probably so. I think I liked the gory scenes in like Hunting Adeline more because it was like more emotional. The gory scenes in this book is like not really tied to their emotions. So we're not going to read the rest of the series, I assume.
We can. Our camera overheated and cut off. But thank you so much for watching this. Let us know if you like us doing both of them together. If you like Glenn's reviews too. Rosie says goodbye.
Not today.
Make sure to comment some books that you recommend us reading. Glenn's getting into his dark romance, y'all. So, and I want to know all the cutie little summer reads. Okay, put her down. Let me know what's cute fall reads with fall coming up. I want to be immersed in the pumpkin spice fall goodness. Rosie's asking for dinner, so we gotta go. Much love, everybody. Everyone have a good one. Oh wait, okay. I know I'm doing a bit for the intro, so you actually have to get up and go like out of the camera.